Welcome back to another enthralling episode of Bible Stories with Debbie Tales. Today we journey back to ancient Babylon to unravel the story of one of the most powerful and enigmatic rulers in the Bible, King Nebuchadnezzar. Join me as we explore his reign, his dreams, and his humbling encounter with the divine. King Nebuchadnezzar II, a name synonymous with grandeur and power, reigned over Babylon from 605 to 562 BCE. His rule marked the zenith of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, during which he led Babylon to unprecedented heights. Let's explore the two dimensions of his reign, the historical and the biblical. Nebuchadnezzar's military conquests were extensive. He is best known for his campaigns against Egypt and the Kingdom of Judah. In 597 BCE, his forces captured Jerusalem, leading to the first of several deportations of the Jewish people to Babylon. This event, known as the Babylonian exile, profoundly influenced Jewish history and thought. Beyond his military prowess, Nebuchadnezzar was also a master builder. He embarked on ambitious architectural projects that transformed Babylon into one of the most magnificent cities of the ancient world. Among his most famous constructions were the Ishtar Gate, a grand entrance adorned with glazed brick reliefs, and the legendary Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These projects not only demonstrated his wealth and power, but also his desire to leave a lasting legacy. Under Nebuchadnezzar's rule, Babylon flourished as a center of commerce, culture, and religion. The city's streets buzzed with merchants from across the known world, and its temples stood as symbols of Babylonian religious devotion. However, Nebuchadnezzar's story, as told in the Bible, reveals a deeper, more spiritual narrative that goes beyond his earthly achievements. The Book of Daniel is a rich tapestry of visions and divine messages, with King Nebuchadnezzar playing a central role in this unfolding drama. While he was a powerful earthly ruler, his story in the Bible elevates him to a key figure in God's divine plan, offering insights into the future of human empires and the ultimate sovereignty of God. One of the most pivotal moments in the Book of Daniel is Nebuchadnezzar's first dream, a vision so disturbing that it left him sleepless. Desperate to understand its meaning, he summoned his wise men, magicians, and astrologers, demanding not only the interpretation but also the dream itself. When they failed, Daniel, a young Hebrew captive endowed with divine wisdom, stepped forward. Daniel, through God's revelation, recounted the dream to Nebuchadnezzar, a colossal statue with a head of gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Each part of the statue represented different kingdoms that would rise and fall in succession. Daniel explained that the head of gold symbolized Nebuchadnezzar's own kingdom, Babylon, the greatest and most splendid of its time. This golden head was a testament to the power, wealth, and influence of Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar's rule. However, the dream also foretold that Babylon would not last forever. The chest and arms of silver represented the kingdom that would succeed Babylon, identified historically as the Medo-Persian Empire. The belly and thighs of bronze signified the next great empire, the Grecian Empire established by Alexander the Great. This was followed by the legs of iron, symbolizing the Roman Empire, known for its strength and dominance. The final part of the statue, the feet made partly of iron and partly of clay, represented a divided kingdom, partly strong and partly brittle, signifying the fragmented state of human governance in the latter days. In the dream, a stone cut out, but not by human hands, struck the statue on its feet, shattering it into pieces. This stone grew into a huge mountain that filled the whole earth. Daniel revealed that this stone symbolized the establishment of God's eternal kingdom, a divine realm that would crush all earthly kingdoms and endure forever. Nebuchadnezzar's reaction to Daniel's interpretation was one of awe and reverence. He acknowledged the greatness of Daniel's God, recognizing that no human wisdom could have revealed such mysteries. However, this recognition was fleeting. as Nebuchadnezzar's pride soon led him to further acts of hubris, setting the stage for more divine interventions and lessons. The dream of the colossal statue is more than a prophetic vision, it is a profound lesson on the ephemeral nature of earthly power and the eternal dominion of God. Through Nebuchadnezzar's story, the book of Daniel reminds us that while human kingdoms rise and fall, God's kingdom stands forever, unshaken and supreme. In the book of Daniel, one of the most remarkable stories of faith and divine intervention involves three young Jewish men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. This narrative not only highlights their unwavering commitment to their faith, but also demonstrates God's power and protection in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. The story begins with King Nebuchadnezzar's decree to construct a colossal golden image, an embodiment of his power and authority. This statue, approximately 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide, was set up on the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar commanded all his officials, governors, and the people to attend the dedication of this statue. At the sound of musical instruments, everyone was to fall down and worship the golden image, under penalty of death by burning. Among those present were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, three Jewish men who held prominent positions in the Babylonian administration. Despite the king's command and the threat of a fiery death, they refused to bow down and worship the statue. Their defiance was rooted in their unwavering faith in the God of Israel, who forbade idolatry. When Nebuchadnezzar was informed of their refusal, he was furious and summoned them. He offered them one more chance to comply, warning them of the fiery furnace that awaited those who disobeyed. Their response was a profound declaration of faith and courage. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it. But even if he does not, we want you to know, Your Majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. Enraged by their defiance, Nebuchadnezzar ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual and commanded his strongest soldiers to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. The heat was so intense that it killed the soldiers who carried out the king's orders. To Nebuchadnezzar's astonishment, as he peered into the furnace, he saw not 3 but 4 figures walking unbound and unharmed amidst the flames. The 4th figure, he noted, looked like a son of the gods. This miraculous sight showcased God's direct intervention, protecting the 3 men from harm and affirming his power and presence. Nebuchadnezzar called them out of the furnace, and as the gathered officials inspected them, it was evident that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair of their heads singed. Their robes were unaffected, and there was no smell of fire on them. This miraculous survival was a powerful testament to God's faithfulness and protection. Moved by this extraordinary event, Nebuchadnezzar acknowledged the greatness of the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He declared, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants." They trusted in him and defied the king's command and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. He then issued a decree that anyone who spoke against their God would be punished, recognizing that no other god could save in this way. One of the most profound and transformative episodes in King Nebuchadnezzar's story is his humbling experience, where his pride led to a dramatic fall and subsequent redemption. This event underscores a fundamental biblical theme, the sovereignty of God over human affairs and the ultimate futility of human pride. At the height of his power, King Nebuchadnezzar surveyed the splendor of Babylon from his palace. The city, renowned for its magnificent architecture, lush gardens and imposing walls, was a testament to his achievements. As he gazed upon his creation, Nebuchadnezzar declared, "Is not this the great Babylon I have built as the royal residence, by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" But in that moment of prideful exultation, a voice from heaven interrupted his thoughts, pronouncing a divine judgment. "This is what is decreed for you. King Nebuchadnezzar, your royal authority has been taken from you. You will be driven away from people and will live with the wild animals. You will eat grass like the ox. 7 times will pass by for you until you acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over all kingdoms on earth and gives them to anyone he wishes." Immediately, Nebuchadnezzar was struck with madness. His mind became like that of an animal, and he was driven away from human society. For 7 years he lived in the wild, eating grass like an ox. His body was drenched with the dew of heaven, his hair grew like the feathers of an eagle, and his nails like the claws of a bird. This period of insanity was a profound humbling, a divine punishment for Nebuchadnezzar's excessive pride. The great king who once ruled over the most powerful empire on earth now roamed the fields like a beast, a stark reminder of the fragility of human power and the supremacy of divine authority. 7 years passed, a symbolic period of completeness and transformation. During this time, Nebuchadnezzar's experiences in the wilderness served as a powerful lesson in humility and dependence on God. At the end of the appointed time, Nebuchadnezzar's sanity was restored. In a moment of profound clarity, he lifted his eyes to heaven and praised the Most High, acknowledging God's eternal dominion and unassailable sovereignty. He declared, "His dominion is an eternal dominion, and his kingdom endures from generation to generation. All the peoples of the earth are regarded as nothing. He does as he pleases with the powers of heaven and the peoples of the earth. No one can hold back his hand or say to him, 'What have you done?'" Restored to his throne, Nebuchadnezzar was a changed man. His humbling experience had profoundly transformed his understanding of power and glory. He issued a decree praising and honoring the King of Heaven, whose works are true and just, and who is able to humble those who walk in pride. The story of Nebuchadnezzar's humbling is a powerful reminder of the limits of human power and the supremacy of God's authority. It illustrates that no matter how great our achievements, they are ultimately subject to God's will. Nebuchadnezzar's transformation from a prideful ruler to a humble worshipper underscores the biblical truth that God opposes the proud but shows favor to the humble. James 4:6. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the Bible's most profound narratives. If you found this journey enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the timeless wisdom of the Scriptures. Until next time, may we all walk in humility and reverence before the Most High.